I want to talk to you about personal lines of credit with soft pulls from banks. So here's a review I want you to pay attention to. The first bank you will love in this category is PNC. So PNC will give you a personal line of credit with soft pull, and we love the fact that you are able to get a pretty significant amount with the PNC. That's kind of cool. Now PNC loves it when you are a customer with them for at least 3 months before qualifying for a soft pull. So for you to qualify for a soft pull with this unsecured personal line of credit, you got to be with them for at least 3 months, okay? And you can always start a conversation by calling 1-877-225-5762 to have a better idea about what's really happening here. What we love about the PNC is that you are actually able to qualify for a line between $1,000 and $25,000. They are able to increase the maximum to $50,000 if you have been a client with them for at least 5 years. And everything happens through a soft pull, so you can be pre-approved for this line of credit, but you got to be a customer though. So I want you to remember it's $1,000 to $25,000. If you are in California, the maximum line amount is $5,000, unfortunately, but it's because of state regulations. And once you are approved, there is actually a minimum draw amount of $50 to actually for every draw there has to be a minimum of $50. There is no prepayment penalty, and the draw period is continuous. So the soft pull actually happens within your PNC account. In other words, you got to have an account first, and you got to log into your account. And you can also log in through the app, and you will see a link to the personal line of credit for a soft pull. But you got to be a client. So if you're not a client, you're not having access to that link at all. What we love about PNC beyond the personal line of credit soft pull is the fact that they have a service for service members. So they actually have call it Service Members Civil Relief Act, and so you are able to receive financial relief and protections if you are an eligible service member as well as your dependents. So that's really cool. If you are interested, I want you to call right now 1-844-PNC-SCRA, 1-844-762-7272. But overall, this is a great offer from a bank. Boss, welcome back to the show. It's really a pleasure to have you here. Make yourself comfortable. You are going to enjoy today's conversation. Another bank is U.S. Bank. When it comes to personal line of credit with soft pull, U.S. Bank is really great. U.S. Bank, you gotta be also a client for 1 month before you can qualify for pre-approval. And what happens here is that you will see actually everything when you log into your U.S. Bank account. So you'll see a link. If you qualify, you will see. I mean, you will go through the pre-approval, and if you qualify, you'll get offers, and they will give you up to 7 offers when it comes to their personal line of credit. But the thing is that for U.S. Bank, you have to be a current U.S. Bank customer, and you got to have a FICO score of 680. For a PNC, it's 600, the FICO score, but with U.S. Bank, it's 680. So that's the minimum here. So this is kind of cool, and you can actually use your personal line of credit of up to $25,000 for ongoing access to available funds, or if you don't know the full cost of a project. So the maximum here also is $25,000. So you have lines that go from $1,000 all the way to $25,000. And you can go actually all the way to $50,000 if you have been a U.S. Bank customer for at least 3 years, and you have direct deposit with the bank. So that's kind of cool. And you have a very quick application process. So after the pre-approval, if you love the offer they sent you, just click on the offer, and you can be actually be approved within 24 hours. And remember, there is no collateral required. This is an unsecured personal line of credit. So this is really good. And in terms of APR, you have APR as low as a 12.50, so 12.5%. That's really good. And you have the ability to apply through various conduits. You have if you are already a U.S. Bank checking account customer, you can start your application in the mobile app or via online banking by visiting a branch or by calling 1-800-491-3150. So 491-3150. As you apply, you'll need your social security number and home address and employment information. For the pre-approval, they don't need that. They just need your name, and they have your customer account number already. and they will just process the thing, and they will give you offers. So, but once you actually choose one offer, you have to submit your application, and U.S. Bank will request a full credit report, which may affect your credit score in the first place. And but it's pretty good to really think about it. And so if you're interested right now, I want you to log in to really see your U.S. Bank account number. That's really, and start the process. Boss, I want to quickly remind you of today's topic. We are having a conversation about personal lines of credit, soft pulls from banks, and the first one is PNC. The second one, U.S. Bank. The third bank is Trist Bank. So when you think about Trist Bank, you have the ability to actually have a personal line of credit with soft pull from $5,000 all the way to $100,000. Really, really, really generous. We love that a lot. $5,000 to $100,000, and you have an APR that goes as low as 13.69%, and there's a zero application and cash advance. You've got to be a Trist Bank for at least 3 months to qualify actually for this pre-approval personal line of credit. Okay, and if you have any question, you can actually call 1-844 487 8478. So what will happen here is that when you actually log into your Truist account, the Truist checking account or Truist savings account, you will see a link that says get me pre-approved for a personal line of credit. The FICO score minimum for this personal line of credit is 610. Okay, and so besides a personal line of credit, you actually can qualify. So personal line of credit goes from $5,000 all the way to $100,000, and you can also apply for a physician line of credit. The process is the same. You can pre-qualify for that as well, but here we are speaking about $50,000 maximum line amount for medical residents and fellows, and $100,000 maximum line amount for board certified physicians, dentists, and podiatrists. So that's kind of important to really think about. And what I want to say here is that you have the ability with Truist, you have the ability to tap into a lot of cash real fast to do all kinds of things. Now, if for any reason you are not interested in this personal line of credit, the unsecured type, you can go with the secured line of credit. With the secured line of credit, you don't even have to go through the pre-approval, because you are collateralizing the line of credit anyway. So you can go from $25,000 all the way to $1 million. This is really good. You also have a Truist Ready Now credit line. So this is actually for overdraft or unforeseen expenses. So this Ready Now credit line has really got your back for all kinds of situations. And lines range from $300 to $7,500. So this is kind of cool. Next, I want to share with you Fifth Third Bank. Fifth Third Bank is a fourth bank I wanted to talk to you about in terms of personal line of credit soft pull. And with Fifth Third Bank, they want you to be a customer for at least 2 months before you can actually qualify. So the pre-approval link is available only to current customers, and they want you to be a customer for at least 2 months and have a FICO score of at least 580. And so you have so this is for an unsecured line of credit. So you have line amounts from $5,000 to $100,000, and you have up to 10% of verified liquid assets. So this is kind of cool. In case you are approved, of course, you have a 5-year draw period followed by a 10-year repayment period. And you have APRs that range from 10.75% to 12.25%. So this is really good. And but this, once you are approved for this line of credit, you have to pay a $65 annual fee, which is waived the first year. And funds are available via online transfer, checks, phone, or in a branch. And you can also once you see a link for pre-approval, you can actually follow that link electronically, or you can actually call 1-866-671-5353, or just schedule an appointment where you can actually explore your options. So this is really cool. Now, if for any reason you want to collateralize the line of credit, let's say you think you have a collateral you want to pledge, then you don't have to go through the pre-approval process. You can just collateralize the line of credit, and then the amounts are larger. We are looking at $5,000 all the way to $500,000. Okay, and you have here between 50% to 100% of collateral. You have a 20-year draw period with balance due at maturity. You have interest-only monthly payments, and you have an APR that ranges from for the secure line of credit. The APR is lower than the unsecured one, and that makes sense because the risk is mitigated. So the APR goes from 8.5% to 11.25%. So that's really good in terms of capability here. Boss, I want to quickly remind you of today's topic. We are having a conversation about personal line of credit soft pull from banks. I want to talk to you now about KeyBank. So when we talk about KeyBank, what are we talking about here? We're speaking about a preferred line of credit, and you also have a key basic personal line of credit. Those two lines of credit, you can get them pre-approved. So KeyBank wants you to be a customer before applying for this soft pull personal line of credit. You got to be a customer for 3 months, and you got to have a FICO score of 600 to qualify for this offer. And you can actually apply. You can actually see the link, the pre-approval link, via the app, online, or when you actually call. Okay, they'll let you know if you could actually if you have been pre-approved. Okay, sometimes they will send you also an unsolicited mail, and so to let you know you have the opportunity to apply. So when we talk about a preferred, so you have two types of personal line of credit with KeyBank. You have the preferred line of credit. Here you have line amounts that goes from $2,000 to $25,000, and the interest rate here is variable, and the payments, you have variable principal plus interest, and this is really good. You have no annual fee. We love that a lot, and there is no collateral needed, and so you can borrow up to your loan amount, repay, and borrow again. And this loan can be used for overdraft protection with your KeyBank checking deposits. You have flexible payment options, including automatic payments. And then you also have the Key Basic personal line of credit. And so here, the amounts are smaller though. You have line amounts that go from $250 to $5,000. And but again, it's still better than nothing if you really think about it. But KeyBank is sort of geo-restricted. So you gotta be in Colorado, for instance. You gotta be in Arkansas, Connecticut, Idaho, Indiana, Massachusetts, Maine, Michigan, New York, Ohio, Oregon, Pennsylvania, Utah, Vermont, or Washington State. So you got to be in those geographies to qualify for this KeyBank personal line of credit. You have loans and lines of credit, but you got to be a BMO Harris Bank customer for at least 3 months before you actually can qualify for this pre-approved personal line of credit. So this is kind of cool, and we love the fact that you have a variable introductory rates. They are as low as 6.99% for 6 months, with as low as 8.25% APR thereafter. So you are looking at a very, very interesting offer. Now, the only thing is that we have seen is that BMO is actually a pretty discreet. They're not really open. They don't tell you how much you can qualify for, but based on our investigation, you can qualify for a line of credit amount that goes all the way to $50,000, and the minimum is $1,000. Okay, so with a BMO personal line of credit, you can actually do all kinds of projects, from home improvements all the way to large expenses. You can consolidate your debts. You can actually buy a vehicle, or just take care of any emergency vehicle expenses. You can refinance what you have. You can build or establish credit. It's really cool. So you have the ability to do all kinds of things with this personal line of credit. So we love that a lot. And one thing I also want to say is that when we talk about BMO, I want to say that they have a pretty responsive customer service. So if you are interested in contacting them right now, the number is 1-888 1-888-340-2265. 1-888-340-2265. And this is kind of cool because they're pretty responsive, and they'll answer any question that you have. But you got to be a customer for at least 3 months to actually see the pre-approval link. And once you see the pre-approval link, you can click on it and just follow the instructions. And at the end, you will receive up to 10 offers for a personal line of credit. And basically, you can choose. And based on what your choice, they will do either a full, they'll do a full investigation into your credit score and either approve you or deny you. The last bank I want to share with you in today's conversation is Regions. So when we talk about Regions, first of all, you got to be a client for Regions for at least 6 months to actually see the pre-approval link to a personal line of credit. In other words, a soft pull link. And the Regions actually offers you a maximum line amount of $50,000. And this is unsecured. In other words, there is no collateral, and you have a variable interest rate. So this is they call it preferred line of credit. And so with the preferred line of credit, you can borrow as much as you need up to your credit limit at a variable interest rates. And you can use the funds for everything from home improvements to car repairs or unexpected expenses with no collateral required. And so you got to be a Regions customer for at least 6 months before you can see the link to the pre-approved. So if you're not a Regions customer, you can apply by phone at the 1-888-462-7627 or in a branch. But if you are a Regions customer, you will see the link for this pre-approved personal line of credit. So again, I want to repeat the fact that no collateral is required. Okay, you have more flexibility. You can finance large projects. You can actually apply online. You can apply via the app, or you can apply over the phone. Not a problem. Now, you can also say, I want to use my Regions account balance as collateral. So basically, you have a savings secured line of credit, and this is secured by a Regions savings or money market account. This is actually a great way to improve less than perfect credit when used responsibly. And there, you can have up to $500,000 of line of credit. You can also have a small line of credit for overdraft protection. So this is really good. So, but here the maximum here is $500. So the line of credit for overdraft goes from $50 all the way to $500. And so the thing is that if you are eligible for this line, you will receive an invitation through email or online banking. So the online banking. Thank you so much for your attention. I really appreciate it. In today's conversation, I just spoke to you about personal lines of credit soft pull from banks. And so here's a review I gave you, and now the recap. So the review here, you have number 1, PNC, number 2, US Bank, number 3, Trist Bank, number 4, Fifth Third Bank, number 5, KeyBank, number 6, BMO Harris Bank, number 7, Regions Bank. Thank you so much for your attention. I really appreciate it. God bless you. I'll see you next time. Until then, remember, stay marvelous.